The fall league meetings taking place for the NFL this week, and Pete Carroll, John Harbaugh, Frank Reich, and Andy Reid all addressed NFL owners during that time. They were advocating for more progress in hiring black coaches. These four white head coaches spoke on the influence black coaches have had on them and their teams, and urging owners to look beyond the color of a coach's skin to see how well they fit. Shannon, what are your thoughts?
I think it's well intended. It's great to have guys like John Harbaugh, Super Bowl champ, Frank Reich, who's our coordinator on the Super Bowl team in Philly, Pete Carroll is a Super Bowl winning coach, Andy Reid. I think all these guys are well intended, and they say, look, we got some very, very qualified men of color, black coaches that can do this job. They just need to be given opportunities. But let me tell you what, all 32 owners that was in attendance, or however many was in attendance, here we go again. Whew. Y'all not about to tell me what to do when I'm worth between $500 million and $50 billion. It's not going to happen. It's not. I think the problem is, Skip, it just says, okay, yeah, we need to have more coaches. You got to get people of color, you got to get blacks in position of ownership. And then they'll, because people normally hire people that looks like them, talk like them, and travel in circle of what you heard. That's just the way it is. I don't care. You cannot incentivize it enough. Short of saying, Jerry, we're going to give you the Super Bowl for 2023 if you hire a black coach. Short of that, nobody's doing it. And I'm not so sure they'll do it again because men don't like being told what to do. Money gives you independence. When you got that kind of money, when you got that FU money, ain't nobody telling you what to do, Skip. You go where you want, you do what you want, when you want, how you want. So in other words, you try to tell me I got all this and you gonna tell me who I'm gonna hire? No, you're not. I'm going to hire who I want to hire. I agree with all these guys. I know Harbaugh probably better than I know all of them. Andy was my brother's offensive coordinator. So I know Big Red, met his wife with kids when they were really, really young. Feel I know him, but I know John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh is a very, very good man. But what happens when the owners like to do, Skip, they'll give you a title. We'll make you assistant to the head coach. We'll make you a run game coordinator. We'll make you a passing game coordinator. We'll give you a bump in pay. We'll make you everything but the head coach. Because that title, no. We're going to give you a little bit more money, but now we're not going to put no head coaching on you. We're not going to put that title on you. Skip, I don't really, look, they got the Rooney Rule, and you're basically back to when the Rooney Rule was implemented back in 2003. You're back at the same level you were back there to 20 years later.
It's 3 black head coaches, unless you count Steve Wilkes, and I can't yet because he's interim.
Right. And so, Skip, I just don't, I don't really, honestly, short of having, look, I don't know when the next NFL team. All I know is the Walton Penner family just paid $4.65 billion.
For the Denver Broncos.
The question that I have, if and when another franchise becomes available, and I don't know when they don't come available often, do we have 4 or 5 black prominent men, women that can say, you know what, you be the face, you get 50%, and then we go in and we purchase one of these franchises. Then you can hire, who you want and do whatever you want to do. But until then, Skip, I honestly, I really don't know. It's just hard for you to tell somebody with with their money what to do with it. It's hard. And Jerry and Mr. Kraft and all these other, they're not going to listen. They're just not.
I hear and appreciate everything you just said. My biggest takeaway from all of this, which it did raise my eyebrows in a good way, it can't hurt that these 4 prominent white head coaches address the owners. But will it help? I doubt it.
Doubt it.
I remember during the Black Lives Matter marches, you advocated for, hey, some of these bigger white quarterbacks, we need you to stand up and speak out about racial injustice. The Brady's, Breezes, Aaron Rodgers, those types. And I thought of that when I first read this because these are 4 prominent with Super Bowl ties. All 4 of them have been involved in Super Bowl victories.
Frank Reich was the backup before
That's
in Buffalo.
That's a good point. Frank Reich engineered that
greatest
incredible
comeback
upset.
twice. Once in college at Maryland when he came back against Miami, and once in Buffalo when he beat the Oilers at the time. They were.
So all four have credentials and credibility.
Yeah.
And as Art Rooney III told USA Today, maybe some people didn't like what was said, to your point, which is like, oh, because you're rubbing their noses in it, that there are only 3 out of 32 black head coaches. We got a biracial in Miami, obviously, a new coach. So it boils down in the end to no Rooney Rule is going to it'll help a little bit in just familiarity, because it forces you to interview some candidates and it gets their names in the paper that they were interviewed for the job.
Or they gonna do it like they did with the Brian Daboll situation. Brian Flores come in there. They've already hired Brian Daboll, but hey, we got to get Flores in because we got to get a minority. So we talked to him. Unfortunately, at this time, we're going to go in a different direction. Well, you've already gone in that direction.
And again, for the record, as we all well know, Brian Flores has sued the league and some of its teams for racial discrimination, and that is ongoing. So in the end, it boils down to what you have said and what I've known for these many years that I've covered these owners. They're older white men, many arch conservative, and in the end, they're just not that comfortable. They're not comfortable enough with having a black sort of CEO coach running their team, because they want to be able to, even behind the scenes, so Jerry wants to do it publicly and he wants to have a puppet coach, but a lot of them behind the scenes, they want to be able to speak on a daily basis with their head coach. They want to be in the loop about what's going on with the game plan or problems inside the locker room or whatever. They want to be informed because that's fun. That's why they got into the game in the first place. They want to be on the inside of what's really happening with the football team. Well, that means you have to interact. I know Jerry on Friday afternoons, after, as you say, the Friday practice is fairly short, and then it ends, and you've got Friday afternoon.
Off.
Okay. Well, it started out with Jimmy and Jerry. It's beer and nachos on Friday afternoon. And they're going to go somewhere and kind of, so to speak, let their hair down. And talk it out. What's happening? What do we see? What happened this week? What are we looking for Sunday? Okay. Well, beer and nacho sessions, you got to be comfortable enough with that man in charge. You got to want to go sit with him. You might want to socialize with him occasionally, him and his wife, or if his
significant other, whatever case may be.
You want to know his kids, and they're just not comfortable enough. And I'm broad brushing this thing, but that's pretty much what's going on. In the biggest picture of this, that's what's happening. They're just not sold on the fact that a black head coach can get me someplace that a white head coach can't get me or can get me.
I totally agree. And I don't, there's not enough incentives, because Skip, they've tried to incentivize it by saying we'll give you extra draft compensation. And in the NFL, that's the commodity. Draft picks, that's the commodity. To be able to go and get your next Tom Brady, to go get your next Aaron Donald or your next Randy Moss. That's we'll give you some extra opportunities to go into the draft and find one of these diamonds. Nah, we good.
We good.
We good.
Yeah, the Rooney family, whose name is on the Rooney Rule, they were the ones who went up to Minnesota and said, wait a second, there's this young assistant, young black assistant up there who's pretty good, pretty interesting, and we're going to bring him back for a second interview. And by the way, we're going to plunge and hire him. He's got no head coaching experience. None. And guess who? Guess what? Mike Tomlin. Okay? You have to, and sometimes you can swing and miss. You can plunge and miss.
It really helps, though, Skip, but there have been very few times that black coaches have been Roethlisberger. The thing that I like about Tony Dungy, that he left Peyton Manning in place for Jim Caldwell.
He did.
You getting a Josh Rosen, or you get Trevor Siemian, or you get the Brock Osweiler. What are your chances of surviving? You're not getting a Peyton Manning. You're not getting a Justin Herbert. You're not getting, Justin Herbert was, A-Land had that, and I thought if they given him another year, he could have done at least what Brandon Staley did.
Totally agree.
But hey, you don't normally get one of those guys, Skip, that you're able to survive. A proven veteran quarterback. A Brady, a Manning, a Drew Brees, one of those guys, Skip. You normally get guys that, Yeah, even the white guy gonna get fired with him.
That is
so
fact.
you know damn well you're not getting no extra years with him.
So I'm a big fan of Todd Bowles, but I can't defend what he did with the Jets. It wasn't bad, but the problem was he didn't have Tom Brady. Now he's got Tom Brady.
Now he got Brady.
So now he's got a shot,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Okay, and that doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not happen very often. And so when you get, and like I said, you know, Skip, you gotta, normally you're not getting one of these upper echelon franchises. You're getting one of these franchises that, you know, Herm Edwards, you had to, okay, go turn the Jets around, Herm. Turn them around, get them going. You just said Todd Bowles. Hey, Jet. That seemed like a. They gave Denny Green Minnesota. But I don't really know what they can do, Skip. Like I said, I mean, these guys. I mean, when you got that kind of money, Roger Goodell you can't give him enough draft compensation.
Nope.
You can't give him. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll give you extra draft picks and we'll give you the Super Bowl to come to your city.
Yep.
And like, nah, we good. We like traveling anyway. We know how everybody bids and want the Super Bowl to come to the city, Skip. We see Tennessee getting a dome stadium because they want the Super Bowl to come to Nashville.
Yep.
It's going to be there, too. I heard Nashville is really nice. Got a homeboy coaching at Tennessee State. Say Nashville is nice, so I want to make sure we get there. Hopefully Fox get that Super Bowl in Nashville. But anyway.
I happen to go to school.
It wasn't bustling like it is now. They had horse and buggy when you was in school.
I said on my podcast the other day, it's about 20 times the city it was when I was there.
Exactly. I heard it was buggy. I heard it was